Come on in the room. Come on in the room. The Bucks winning tonight, 112-91, shorthanded on the road in Chicago. Come on in the room. Doc is our doctor. He writes out all scripts. He gives us our medicine in our room. We are live. It's the Cream City crossover, the Groove Trick Officer Third.
JT.
Justin.
Yeah. Everybody's in the building. No Chris King tonight. I think he said he had a family dinner that he had to that he had to get into. But listen, man, a big time win for the Milwaukee Bucks. Shorthanded, no Giannis, no Dame. No problem. They do everything that they need to do. They get the dub, and that's what you want to see. This team is clearly showing the signs of a basketball team that is ready to compete and ready to go. Something you hadn't seen early in the season. Like if this was the first 10 games of the season, the Bucks lose this game. They were losing it with Giannis, with Dame in the game, but they easily would have lost this basketball game first 10 games of the season. This showing you the maturity of this basketball team. 112-91. Get at me on the Twitter at TCIIESQ. Get at me on the YouTube. We'll talk in the chat. I know the Green Bay Packers are playing right now as well, but it's a blowout there too. You ain't got to worry about it. Ain't nothing happening. You got Justin here with the owner Cheesehead on. So you know what they're doing out in Packland right now to the New Orleans Saints. Absolutely, it's a beatdown. So you might as well come on in here and listen to the Cream City crossover. Let's get this thing started. I'm a little under the weather, if you could tell, but that's okay, man. We got I heard your boy Justin, your boy Steve Novak talking with Lisa, and shout out to Lisa. Her and her wife adopted a child. I saw that, so I knew she was missing for the last week or so, and that's why Dave Kane was doing the broadcast. I didn't understand. I didn't know she'd adopted a child with her wife. So again, congrats to her. They showed a picture of the baby. Was it a baby boy or baby girl? I can't recall. Huh?
I missed it. I was watching on the different.
I missed. Okay,
yeah. But I missed it.
Somebody in the chat,
beautiful
baby girl, baby boy, beautiful baby. I don't know what the gender was. Beautiful kid that they had there, and well, I'm saying Steve Novak on the broadcast was talking about how all the snotty-nosed kids are home from school, and that's what I'm dealing with too. The snotty-nosed kids are home. You're wiping them off. They go into these parties. Look, the kid that had a Grinch party with one of the friends, one of the kids there, the mom said, "Hey, my son's in the hospital. He has RSV." Oh my Lord! And so it's just all the stuff's going on. I'm trying to call up your boy, what's my man name that's running the health stuff now? I'm trying to call up RFK and see what the new.
Nah, don't make that call. Don't make that call. No, don't make that call. Nah, you don't want to do that.
I'm trying to figure it out, man. But
it is.
But go ahead, yeah. But I'm a little under the weather, but we're gonna make this thing work. And the Bucks is going through some things too, because again, that's why. It wasn't the elements of, I know Dame had a calf strain and Giannis was out there on that with the back spasms, but they said and Khris missed the final of the Las Vegas finals of the NBA Cup with an illness. That's what they came down with, and Doc called it before the pregame, called it the Vegas flu. So everybody coming down with some stuff for the Milwaukee Bucks. We'll see if that reverberates through the locker room or if it's just limited to Khris, Giannis, and Dame. But nevertheless, let's do a game recap. Brook Lopez tonight, 21 points, 2 boards, 1 assist. Khris Middleton was vintage Khris, 21 points, 5 boards, 5 assists in 23 minutes, 1 steal. They talk about Khris Middleton can't get the separation anymore, and that may be true, but that shot has not left him at all. He can hit the 3 ball. He can hit the mid-range, 3 of 5 from 3, 9 of 15 from the field. How about Bobby Portis? Before we got on this show, Justice said that everybody we wanted to trade was out here balling. 19, 13, and 6 assists. He passed the ball very well. I don't understand what Billy Donovan's doing. We'll talk about it in a little bit, but Billy Donovan, game plan-wise, was terrible. They shot 40-some threes, hit less than 20%. Like, we'll get into it, but I just don't know the direction of the Chicago Bulls. They're trying to trade Zach LaVine. Like, what is the purpose of Billy Donovan at this point? It has not worked. I don't understand it. Andre Jackson Jr., 4 points, 5 rebounds tonight, 1 assist. I had his over on rebounds, 3.5, easiest cash of the night. Ryan Rollins looking like everything like a backup point guard. 8 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals, 1 block tonight from him. Taurean Prince is still struggling, 4 points from him. AJ Green, Derry Bird, 10 points, 3 assists. How about Gary Trent Jr.? He's certainly found the way, 14 points, 4 rebounds. And DeLon Wright even got in on the action, 9 points, 4 boards, 5 assists, 2 steals. Let's look at the Chicago side of things. Zach LaVine with 14, 6, and 3. Patrick Williams had 13 and 4. Vucevic was 17 and 12. Ayo DeSumo with 11 assists tonight. Kobe White with 10 points. But they struggled. I mean, they absolutely struggled. And just the stat of the night to me was Chicago shooting 10 of 48. That's 21% from 3. And I'll say what I was getting at here is people have been talking about the viewership of the NBA and what's wrong with the game. And LeBron has mentioned, a lot of people mentioned, it's too many threes. They're shooting too many threes. And I look and I go, well, you look at the Boston Celtics, and they're shooting a lot of threes. And I think a lot of people looked at Boston and said, they're shooting so many threes. That's what people don't want to see it. It's boring. Just come down jacking up threes. And I get it. But when you're hitting them, it's not boring. What's boring and what's terrible basketball is what Chicago did tonight. When you hitting 40% of your threes, that's not boring. That means you should shoot more of them. When you're hitting 20%, you got to go to something else. Chicago Bulls didn't. The Milwaukee Bucks did everything they were supposed to do tonight. Excellent job from the Bucks, shorthanded. That's what I saw, JT. What'd you see?
A whole lot of the same thing you saw, sir. Great night by these Milwaukee Bucks. And, this is one of those things. We talked about this last night or we talked about this on Saturday, the Wizards, right? You just got to win these games. You got to win. You got to win these games, especially while your stars are out. And tonight, the supporting cast, right, or the backup singers really did come out and go full on belt to ass. This is what we needed. We gave a bunch of, hey, you know how it is, the choir. Hey, some of y'all have been standing in that back row. Hey, so got some people out for whatever reason, come in there and come shine, right? So, a couple of things that I really like tonight, though, too. And by the way, you talked about Khris Middleton. Khris to do that in 22 minutes, absolutely phenomenal. Brook Lopez, even Gary Trent Jr. chipping in. And what I like is how Gary Trent Jr. responded. He did not have a good night against the Wizards. He did not at all. Was woefully inefficient. But tonight, shows up, gives you something, too. Couple things as well. Big block by Ryan Rollins. Man, love it. Love to see it. Love his hustles. We've been arguing this whole time about Ryan, not this whole time, but Ryan Rollins being the backup bunker. He's your guy. Yes, I think he is your backup point guard. Has he been signed to is he still on two-way?
I think he is still on two-way.
I don't know what the issue is. Let's get his paperwork right. Let's go just call him up for the rest of the season here. I'm not sure why he's still on a two-way deal, but Ryan Rollins once again shows that he belongs. But you know what I really like tonight is the Bulls play. They ran their guys. They had their horses tonight. They did. They had LaVine. They had Vucevic. They had Kobe White, and all of them stunk. They ran into the buzzsaw, the Milwaukee Bucks tonight. Always glad to see us win the battle of I-94. I'm excited about what we saw here tonight, and let's hope that Giannis and Dame get well soon. Quick side note, man, you talk about these kids getting sick. Man, we was at my wife's family's Christmas celebration last weekend. Get the text today. Somebody there tested positive for COVID. We like, oh, wow. Oh, great. Well, would have been nice if you told us before we got a whole, my side of the family coming in town tonight. Man, can't win right now.
Man, I hope y'all didn't catch it. Let's look at what Doc talked about. I'm starting to feel like we need to change Trey's last name to Rivers. Like, this Trey Rivers over there, man. You might be more of his son than Austin is. First quote that Doc says, early in the year, we would not have won this game. Wow. Same thing the Guru led the show off with, man. I guess that's why they call you the Guru, my brother. He said the guards played well, did a good job keeping those guys out of the paint, and forced them into some of those three-pointers. Biggest thing between these last two games with the Bulls, when that one that we lost, and I wholeheartedly agree with Doc here, we controlled the glass and we limited our turnovers. And that's how they beat us the first time. This is DeLon Wright's best game of the year, and he really focused on getting downhill. When you don't have Giannis in the game, you got to have someone get downhill, and that's what he was talking about. He's talking about how he didn't call a timeout once we were up 8, and he let the guys go ahead and cook. And he said in the beginning of the year, Ryan Rollins nor DeLon Wright would have been able to run 77, which is a play they ran to get a bucket right after that. So I thought that was really strong and a great game by both the backup guards. This team is starting to grow into the team that they originally thought who they were. but they're still growing. The defense is starting to pick up. So the last thing Doc's saying is we got to pick up that offensive execution a little bit, man. But hey, I couldn't disagree with anything that you gentlemen have said that what Doc says. I mean, I thought everyone that touched the floor tonight was pretty much great. I thought Ajax played great defense on Zach LaVine. He's starting to become the pest. Everyone that plays him is getting living hell when they're on the court with him. And even his offensive game, man, he took the ball to the bucket and he picked it up a little bit when we didn't have to. I wrote down rebounds. Cause we just rebounded the game ball well. Khris Middleton, if he's not back, that's as close as you can get to being back. And then, man, I wish Chris King was here tonight, man, because all this Bobby slander and Obi topping in and what the boy daddy that played in the league, Larry Nance Jr. There's even rumors of trading Brook for Vujovic or whatever his name is. Like, stop it. We got to stop disrespecting these dudes, man. I've been screaming it all year. Bobby Portis can hoop. Bobby Portis hooping his brains off. He hooping. Hey, we don't win this game with Obi topping in or Larry Nance. Bobby took over the game when he needed to.
So you know what? And to your point here, I'm going to make 2 points as well. Because, Justin, you hit on something. Trey, you hit on this too. You're 100% right. This team is starting to step into the team that we were expecting. Look at it like this. In that third quarter, when when the Bulls closed the lead down to like 8 points or something, you saw them back-to-back threes with Gary Trent. You saw your boy, DeLon Wright, hit that floater. You saw this team said, oh, wait, hold on. We was just taking a break here. We're going to take this belt back out, keep whooping, right? And you saw that, and they end the third quarter up by 20-plus points as well. So you saw that. And we talked about this because, remember, there was a stretch of games where they kind of sleptwalked in that third quarter. Like we said, too many orange slices. I don't know what y'all in there do, whatever it is, And so even tonight, when they got a little bit sleepy and the Bulls had like a 10-0 run or something or a 12-0 run, right? And then you saw them like, oh, nope, we're not done yet. And they put the boot back on the necks of the Bulls. That's good stuff. That's what you want to see. That is what you want to see, right? Good teams finding ways to win and finding ways to stomp you into the ground. So that definitely want to acknowledge that. Second point that I want to make too, though, is now we've been talking about Bobby all year. And I remember it was kind of like this last year, right? You see some bad basketball from Bobby. You see some good basketball from Bobby. You see some bad basketball. You see some good ball. In these last two games, right, your boy, and Eric Neiman pointed this out, the last two games without Giannis and Dame at this point, Bobby did it. What? He had 34 points, 10 rebounds, and 8 assists against the Wizards, 19 points, 13 rebounds, 6 assists against the Bulls.
Yep.
Been relatively efficient both nights. That's what you need to see. That's what you need BP to be for you. And you know what? Hey, got to get that man props for these last two games, 100%.
Definitely give him props. I think it's a great point you make there. And you said it best, JT. Who they play his last two games? Who they play?
The Wizards and the Bulls.
Wizards and the Bulls. And again, I hate to have to do this to you, just because again, and it's crazy.
Oh.
I was gonna try to let the Bobby stuff go tonight. I really was. But see, you wanted to go with they can't trade him. See, when you go too far on that side, I gotta reel us back into reality. You said the Wizards and the Bulls, those two teams I'm not worried about winning. Because again, this team is about winning. This is about winning championships. So what you do versus Wizards and the Bulls makes me they say this back in the day, make me know never mind. That's what they say. And then when you get to the other point I make is who was missing those last two games? John Ty, JT, who was missing?
Giannis and Dame.
Giannis and Dame missed the last two games. Well, guess what? Again, if Giannis and Dame are missing in the games in the playoffs when they count, it's over anyway. You're not beating the Boston Celtics. You're not beating the Cleveland Cavaliers without Giannis, without Dame. I don't care if Bobby give you 4. You're not beating them. So what he does in their absence is great. I appreciate it. I like what he's doing. But when I think about if you want to make a move, if you want to do something, you have to think about it in terms of what's best for the team when they're fully healthy. Because if they're not fully healthy, they're not advancing anyway. So I have to think about this thing in terms of how are you playing against top-tier teams and how are you fitting in when Giannis, Dame, Khris, the entire bunch is in the lineup. If they're out, we're going to lose. That's all I'm saying. So I get it. I appreciate it. But I'm just saying, if they're not in the lineup, you're losing anyway. So I just think we got to think about this in a different way in the light of how is he going to play when everybody's here and against high-quality opponents.
And the best way I put it to you, I'm sorry. Let me not interrupt y'all, spat. Go ahead.
Couldn't disagree with you anymore.
That's
so
crazy.
first of all, last year we had one of the big three down, then we had two of the big three down. If we had
what happened?
Wait, hold on.
What happened?
If this team plays like this,
no,
with the Brook playing better, with Bobby playing better, you can beat a first round opponent. Am I saying you can ride Bobby Portis and Brook Lopez and AJ Green all the way to a championship? Probably not. But you can get past a team like the front running Indiana Pacers last year. Had Bobby had played a little bit better, had Brook had played a little bit better, because Khris Middleton was playing out of his mind. No, you're not going to win 16 or 12, however many games it takes to get that NBA championship. But last year, if we would have advanced and we could have got to the next round, who's to say Giannis couldn't come back? I remember when one of the big three went down against the Atlanta Hawks and Drew and Khris elevated their game. So you have one of these guys go down in a playoff series, Brook playing like this, Giannis playing like this, and his bench playing like this, you can advance past the first round. This Chicago Bulls team just beat the beloved Boston Celtics.
I'm just asking, is that the goal? But here you're giving me the scenario of somebody goes down and then I gotta have this guy. And I'm not even lying. I'm not gonna disagree. You are correct. If somebody goes down to get past the first round, you might need one. Yes, I'm not. But my point is, if you're banking on that scenario, I think you're banking on the wrong thing. That's all I'm saying. I'm banking on, I need all my guys healthy. And how are you going to play through that? If I'm banking on, well, I need to get through the first round and Giannis or Dame probably going to be hurt, and then we're going to need one of these guys to step up. I just think we're thinking about it in the wrong way. That's all I'm saying. But you're not wrong. I don't think you're wrong.
Well, no, because what Justin's doing is looking at the road right in front of us right now, one game at a time. And I agree, that's not the wrong approach at all. He's looking at the road right now. You're looking at it on a more macro level where it's like, okay, but when our guys come and the pieces of the puzzle. And what I'll say about Bobby is this, and I think this is probably something we can reach a consensus on. At this point, I think the most important thing for Bobby is, man, I need whatever you do. I need this consistency.
Correct.
Right. It's like some of y'all have had relationships with young women and it ain't been right because of whatever reason, what they tell you, right? What they really want, they need that consistency. And that consistency, if you show it long enough, that leads in dependability. And boy, when you get to be consistent, now you're cooking, right? Now you're cooking. I mean, provided that you ain't in these streets or nothing ignorant. But that's kind of what it is with Bobby. It's like, all right, well, Bobby, what can you consistently do? Can you step up when those guys are missing? You're showing that now. But when you're in the lineup and when you got them here, what's your flow, right? How do we get into a flow here? Are we going to see 6 for 19? Frequent. Are we going to see just bad sequences of plays left and right? Are we going to see the Bobby hitting threes, the Bobby tightening up the headband, the Bobby momentum guy, the Bobby hyping up the crowd, the Bobby who's an change of pace energy guy coming off the bench and go? That's what we need to see. Basically what I'm saying is that we need Bobby. We need to define this role for Bobby. We need to be able to know what can we expect night in and night out, and the bad nights become an anomaly. Right? Like we don't. I think that's kind of what we would like to see from him, and we can see that from him. He does have that potential.
And Derek Mallet in the chat points out, says we've had 3-4 years of Bobby Portis in the playoffs, Justin. We've seen enough. That's kind of where I'm going with it too. Is we've seen this play out. Since 2020, you had that opportunity. 2022, no Khris Middleton against Boston, and Bobby wasn't the difference maker to get you over the hump. You see 2023, against the Heat series, no Giannis, and there's Bobby Portis, and it doesn't get, and he's available, doesn't get you over the hump. Last year, no Dame, no Giannis for no Giannis for the entire series, no Dame, no Giannis for some of the series, and it doesn't get you over. So that's all I'm saying is for the past 3 postseasons, the exact scenario you've talked about has played out, and it wasn't enough. Would we agree? Do we agree with that? That what the exact thing you've told me has happened for the last 3 years, and it has not worked.
So against that Boston series, he single-handedly put that ball back and won the game. I'm looking at 21 when we won the championship.
No. See, that's the problem. See, that's the problem with Bucks fans.
Hold on a second. Giannis get hurt, and Bobby go for 22.
That's fine.
In game 6. So you can't say that he can't come in if Giannis go down and carry. Him along with that supporting cast carried us to that next level. And he did it. He got ejected in the Indiana series. That's a moot point. But he played his ass off against Boston when they got hurt. The only game he didn't show up was that game where Giannis went for 55. But you bring in Obi Toppin, and you see if he gonna carry us to that next level. What about Larry Nance? He ain't carrying us. Vucevic ain't carrying us.
But that's what I'm saying. It's not about carrying to the next. It's about what you're going to do when the guys are in the lineup. Because, again, if you want to go back to one series in 2021 against the Hawks for a couple games, cool. I'm just not. I'm not going to discredit the last 3 postseasons that I've seen. That's all. That said, what Bobby has done has been very impressive for the last. He has been consistent for the last 5, 6, 7, 8 games, whatever it's been. He's played very well, and I will give him credit for that. My question is always, like you said, JT, I'm looking at it from a macro perspective of when the guys are healthy against high quality opponents. Can I trust you then? And my answer to that right now is I can't base it on the past 6, 7 games of the regular season this year. I'm basing it on what have I seen in the last 3 years. That's where I'm looking at upgrade. That's what I'm looking at. But nevertheless, I would say Bobby Portis is that he has been playing some good basketball for the past couple weeks or so.
And look, and he's been. I mean, his tenure during the 82, every season he's been here has been. I mean, I can't knock that. Because we've seen these regular season performances from Bobby, but he is currently a 6th Man of the Year candidate. I can't knock that. You can't take that away from him. You can't. But I agree. My biggest thing with Bobby, and really I care about these playoffs. I really want to care about these playoffs because I don't want to see another series where we can't play Bobby. If Bobby's going to play this well and be this consistent and all this other stuff, then Bobby needs to be in a situation where he can contribute in any playoff series against any team, and we know what we're getting from him. And I do not know if we're going to see. Like I said, I'm not taking either one of your sides. I don't know if we're going to see that from him this year. But I will say I am always a bit skeptical because where is 9 during the postseason?
And then Iron Man Clan TV, to your point, I wasn't even going to bring this up. Iron Man Clan TV says he's let me down too many times. Have faith in him. Bobby didn't even play against Brooklyn. So you mentioned that Atlanta series. Bobby got benched games 5, 6, and 7 in Brooklyn. That's the same 2021 that you're talking about. But again, I hate that this is turning. I blame you, Justin, for turning this into a Bobby.
Last year, we talking about he had such a bad playoff series. The man averaged 16 and a half and 11 rebounds against Indy.
We're going to count the game he got kicked out? Did he? How did that elevate?
Oh, that's a sensitive subject. When he headbutt that man.
His playoff average against the Indiana's Patriots was 16 and a half points and 11.3 rebounds.
16, 11 not going to get you there.
If you give me 16
when Giannis not in the line, if Giannis ain't in the lineup, 60 points ain't going to get you there. That's all I'm saying. 16 11 ain't going to get it done if Giannis ain't in the lineup. So again,
you give me 16 and a half and 11 this year and Brook plays that way.
Yeah, but 16 and a half, 11 with Giannis in the lineup.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Yeah, right. 16 and 11 with Giannis in the lineup, we cooking.
Right.
We cooking.
Yeah, I don't know that you get that. Again, like the chat has said, I'm just going off the past 3 seasons. Let's stay in the chat. Chris King says, yes, sir. Taylor Thomas says Packers and Bucks dominate tonight. Merry Christmas, Cream City crossover. Gary Malladigan says Ryan Ross is a freaking gym horse cooked. Let's see. Bernard Danzo says, my son got RSV also. It's crazy with them kids lately. Yes. And then Vib Sleek says, nah, for real, Bobby should be playing like this regardless. So I guess a little credit. Nothing crazy, though. Let's keep going on the shorthanded Bucks here and just talk about some of the rest of these guys and how they elevated, like you said, how well they played tonight. And I go with a Ryan Rollins who, I mean, he just seems to make the correct plays. He seems to balance out the floor from an offensive standpoint. I think Giannis said it in one of the post games where the last game where Dame was out and Doc tried to run without a point guard, and Giannis said, I think we need a point guard in the lineup. Ryan Rollins seems like a guy that can gel things together, can run things through the floor of an offense, and really make the plays. Talk about a guy that can stick his hand in there, get deflections. He did that with Zach LaVine. Played a really, really good job there. AJ Green, I saw the last game AJ Green played. I thought he didn't shoot as much as he should have. He took 8 shots tonight. Like, to me, if Giannis and Dame aren't in the lineup, AJ Green should be pulling. I mean, he should have a green light to pull whenever. And then you mentioned Brook Lopez, who shot the way that he shot tonight and absolutely dominated. Like, this is what you're supposed to do against an inferior opponent. And I was glad the Milwaukee Bucks came out with a businessman-like approach and did everything they were supposed to do to take down the Chicago Bulls. And the thing is, the Bulls did not help themselves because they just kept shooting threes. I didn't understand it.
They were 6 for 28 in the first half something crazy like, and it was like, oh, this is a bad night. This is and it just went awful. What you said they finished? What was 11 for 4? What did the Bulls finish from 3?
I'll pull it up. They finished 10 for 48.
Yeah, so see, at that point, you're self-check. At that point, right? At that point, if we was playing at LA, you know what? Just let them pull it up. They're not hitting nothing. Just let them pull up there. Yeah, and it showed. I mean, look, listen. I get it. I hate this new basketball where you just chuck threes left and right. It doesn't really matter, but they paid for that tonight because that did not work out in that strategy. But again, you made the point of what does Billy Donovan actually do? I'm not sure. So timeout.
The crazy thing about some of the Bulls' looks, right? They weren't even bad looks.
Some of them weren't. You're right.
They were wide open, good looks. But and then again, it goes back to what JT was saying, though. If you're missing all those shots, you have to do something different. Like Doc was talking about with DeLon Wright, who, I mean, I can't sing that guy praises tonight because he's one of the ones that's been on our throw him to the MATC youth gym in Milwaukee. And he's played great. He played great ball tonight, but he got downhill. I think, and it goes back to the Reggie Miller philosophy of things, man. When you're not hitting shots, you got to put the ball in the basket before you start going back and just keep pulling and pulling and pulling. Just our bench, man. No, those guys were all solid, man. You know, another inconspicuous thing, man, is our guy Pat Connaughton didn't play, but that's just shocking being this shorthanded. So I don't know what's up with that. What I would say is that Ryan Rollins does need his contract guaranteed. And the thing about the kid, though, he's so young. He gets you really frustrated during the game sometimes because he has some really bonehead turnovers. But you know what? If I'm not frustrated with you, that means you suck, right? So I'm like, damn, Ryan, you should have did X, Y, and Z. And I just feel like that's part of his learning and his growth. And like Chris King would probably say tonight, he has to get on the floor more in order to kind of get some of that stuff out of his system.
I agree 100%. And I was going to say, I think that's the key. That's the medicine. For those turnovers, for those bonehead decisions, bonehead plays, you got to keep playing them. You got to keep playing them. And again, one of the things in a game against the Bulls where you're shorthanded, to have the faith to know that you can win it. Like, it's crazy because in my mentions, whenever Giannis, Dame are out, I get people saying, the Bucks are gonna lose, or they got to play because XYZ, and you can't lose the momentum. I think that's what somebody said. Can't lose the momentum. And again, it's good to know right now that you have enough to beat bottom tier, bottom feeder teams without Giannis and Dame. And I hope to see that continue. And again, talk about the shorthanded Bucks, another guy that I want to talk about, Gary Trent Jr. You talk about a guy that really kind of what Taurean Prince is going through right now. Gary Trent Jr. started off the season going through, couldn't hit shots, it didn't really seem like he knew what his role was. And now Gary Trent Jr. is showing you a lot of what you saw in Portland, right? Or before he got to the Milwaukee Bucks, when we would call him a buck killer, where he's now taking you off the dribble. Because I knew it, like the start of the season, he almost seemed like a stand around the 3-point line guy and chuck threes, try to chuck open threes. He has a little more to his game. Again, he can't, give you everything. You don't want to get into a steady diet of ISO with Gary Trent Jr. But if you give him an inferior, if you got guys, okay, we got to defend Giannis, or you don't give me a quality defender on Gary Trent Jr., he can cook. And he's starting to really show that, hitting some from the mid-range as well, and to tie that in with some defensive stops and just all-around effort and hustle. So Gary Trent Jr. is another guy that's really started to come on. And I'll say, if you can get all these guys playing like they're supposed to, now the Bucks are very formidable in the Eastern Conference and to win a Larry O'Brien.
Well, see, I agree with that, right? And I think you're right. Gary Trent Jr. has literally rebranded himself because in the beginning we didn't know. But remember, he had a back injury. And apparently I think that was probably impacting his play a lot more than it was let on, was Gary Trent had that back injury as well, because he came out. I mean, first game of the year, he came out swinging. Like he came out, he did his thing first game of the year. right? And then like you saw his play decline, and we were like, man, what's the deal with Gary Trent Jr.? What's happening here? And they talked about the back injury here, but yeah, it's been a total rebrand for Gary Trent Jr. as he fits into this offense. And I like seeing Gary Trent Jr. come off the break. And quite honestly, I thought Gary Trent Jr. was going to push for a starting spot at some point. But yeah, okay, we don't necessarily need that to happen. We don't necessarily need that to happen at this point. But yeah, Gary Trent Jr. looks like a very, very, very strong addition to our bench. And Gary Trent Jr. is another one. He can put some points up in that column for you too. He can give you some good, like you said, defensive stops well, some aggression as well. I think our second team. So if you look at it like this, our second team is going to be most likely going to be what? Bobby,
Trent,
Khris. So that's the question. Is Khris going to stay?
I think Khris is gonna be a starter. I think
he's going to be a starter.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think they will. I think it'll be your backups look more like Rollins, Trent, Prince, Portis, Bobby, and then you're probably. That's AJ probably Green. Where, AJ Green, he's got to play too. So it's gonna be interesting to see. And I feel like when you cut those minutes, once you get into the playoffs, where those minutes cutting. I don't know if you feel okay. Maybe you're not going Ryan Rollins. Maybe, like I said, maybe you have to make some decisions about Prince versus Trent, and then as well, again, your guy. We'll see if Bobby Portis is still on the roster. Another guy. Well, if he's not playing well. Talking about the minutes getting cut, he's another guy that could definitely see some minutes get trimmed down from what he's doing as well.
So this is the thing. This is the thing when I'm on the Bobby stuff, right? It's not just solely Bobby. Like, and for all y'all in the chat, please keep coming. Pause. But it's a collective masterpiece by this team. When Bobby plays better, Brooke plays better, Gary plays better. AJ plays better. Ryan Rollins plays better. And I think that in the beginning of the year, Bobby was pressing, which caused the rest of the team to press. Now you bring back Middleton, who I've been screaming for since we started this year, and I think he kind of calmed everyone. And even if he's not on the floor, guys are more confident in knowing what their role is. I don't need Bobby to be NBA All-Star. I don't need Gary Trent to be that. I don't need Derry Bird to be the three-point shooter champion. I just need you to play your role and play it at the highest level. And I think that this team will be able to beat anyone. But Gary Trent Jr., that dude is a dog. He is just as much of a dog as what we were looking for in PJ Tucker, right? And I'm not just talking, but the difference is PJ was only defensively. Gary can stop some folks, but he can go and get you a bucket if you need a bucket in those low minutes, man. I mean, I remember back to 21 where Jeff Teague had to get us a couple buckets. So there's a lot of buckets on the court that need to be got, and I think we got a good bench now that can do it. Hey, real quick, man, if you folks in the chat, did Jordan Love get hurt? Like, why I'm looking at Malik Willis right now? Or is it just garbage time?
I think it's just garbage time.
It's garbage time?
Yeah, okay. Sorry, my bad, it's belt to ass in Lambeau as well. 34-0 right now. The Packers are taking over the New Orleans Saints. But yeah, no, I mean, I'm with you. I'm with you in a lot of those differences because Gary Trent Jr. he can do a lot. Another guy I want to keep this thing moving tonight. Another guy I want to get into who, I mean, there were questions as to whether he was washed, questions as to what he was going to come back like, questions as to what anything would look like with him. But it's Khris Middleton. And tonight, Khris Middleton went 21-5-5. In 23 minutes or whatever it was. He was highly efficient. Again, he doesn't create the separation, but he never really has. But he's not creating as much separation as he even had in the past. I do question his defensive capabilities at this point. They are, he is definitely a little slower laterally. But Khris Middleton hit the shot. I mean, that shot has not gone away. And I don't know. Maybe his career turns into Ray Allen in a couple years. Maybe that's what he turns into. He could easily be that. Something similar to that. But man, it's like, I mean, Khris is, I mean, the quality, the shot quality, the shot making ability that he has, contested, turnaround, baseline. I mean, it's all over the court. He still deals with a couple decisions that sometimes are bad. But when you're shooting the ball like that, I mean, what do you say? What do you like? Again, and if people always in the comments that, we should trade Khris. You can't. I mean, you just can't when that's the type of player that you're gonna get that can shoot the ball like that. And again, when I think about it with Giannis and Dame in the lineup, full complement of guys. Who are you picking? And if you're leaving Khris open, you're in trouble because he can still shoot the rock.
Oh, we've said this 2 shows in a row now. It's not a skill issue with Khris at this point. It's not a skill issue with Khris. Khris has always been one of the best, at least for the last 5 years, he's been one of the best mid-range shooters in the NBA, if not the best mid-range shooter in the NBA. And he's showing you he is still that. No, the skill is still there. Khris, right now, the question is he that guy at the YMCA at this point that runs from free throw line to free throw line and defensively, some things are a bit more stiff at this point, a little tighter at this point. Maybe, right? Maybe some things don't bend as well as they do, and that's okay to an extent, right? Right now.
You gotta give me that's a shaky one.
Hey, what you hit me with okay, all right. Contact.
Shaky.
Having said that though, I mean, you talked about adjusting with the bilateral surgery. We've spoken a lot about this though, and the question about Khris at this point, you really do have to ask though. I don't think it's as much a skill issue as much as an availability issue. Obviously, athleticism is going to decline. You can only have but so many surgeries to your lower body extremities at this point before you start really seeing that impact. But at this point, I mean, Khris is one of the elder statesmen on the team. You talk about the chemistry he has with Giannis and Dame and having another voice, having another guy. Yeah, look. I agree. I don't think you can really move Khris, but let's call it spade a spade here. That's a huge contract that I don't think anybody would be willing to pick up either. I think there's a lot of issues of why you can't move Khris, and some of them have something to do with basketball, but some of them have, clearly are off the court.
Yeah, I don't want anyone to pick up that contract. And I want to go ahead on and get that parade down Wisconsin Avenue so that man can get inducted into the Hall of Fame. So I think we get another one. Middleton's a Hall of Famer. He needs another championship to do it, in my opinion.
I think it's
But what I'll say is, and I do agree with you, there are times where Khris' legs do look a little bit kind of floundering out there. But I think that's part of missing 21 games too, because there were times in the previous game where he really moved his feet well and caused turnovers and steals and stuff like that. I want to talk about real quick because I agree with everything y'all said about Khris. I think that dude he's pretty much unmatched. He came back in the game. I needed an assist for my parlay, and it was an alley-oop to Brook Lopez. That's what we were talking about the previous game, basketball IQ. However, tonight, Chris's feet weren't the fastest on the floor, right? You know who else's feet weren't the fastest?
Who's that?
Brook Lopez. But this team collectively picked up each other. And if one guy got beat, they had a great rotation. And if we're going to keep rotating like that, we'll be fine with this with this defense that Khris can give you or anyone else. We got to keep rotating the ball, though. And, that's going to look at Bobby, look at Rollins, look at Taurean Prince, Gary Trent Jr. You got to be in that space. And, oh, baby, when 34 comes back, he ain't just going to be in that space. He going to send you stuff to the other end.
Yeah, no, I think you're absolutely right. Everybody looks better when shots are going in. And then defensively, I thought we did give up some warm-up jumpers. And it got fortunate that Chicago shot so poorly. But again, some of that's on Chicago. Yeah, I'm gonna keep playing like this until you can show me you can hit it, and you can't hit it. It is what it is. So I didn't mind it. They just they refused to work the ball to try to score. So I was okay with it. But you're right. I thought Brook definitely did look a little slow defensively. There were some moments where he lapsed, but yeah, I thought overall the effort was high, and I think Doc Rivers. You said in Doc Rivers as well. The rebounding was pretty good too.
Hey, what's that boy on the Bulls with the birthmark in his braids? What's his name?
Patrick Williams.
Yeah, he gotta have the worst jump shot in the entire NBA, dog. Like, you out there, ain't nobody around you. You shoot in a wide open gym and you clanking it, dog. Like, it's terrible.
Hey, I wonder what I don't know what his 3-point numbers are. I don't think he's that bad of a shooter though.
Maybe
But
it's just
it is ugly. It is an ugly shot though. I'd agree. It's not aesthetically pleasing there. It is aesthetically pleasing.
What's that, big dog?
Girls.
on the Curly's Waterfront Sports Bar and Grill. Going up there. I'm sure they're enjoying a big Packers win tonight, too. Curly's Waterfront Sports Bar and Grill out in Pewaukee, Wisconsin. Lakeview Boulevard, right off the lake. Enjoy yourself. Have some fun for all televised Milwaukee Bucks games. $3 bottles and pints. And, of course, if you go up there on a Wednesday or a Thursday, I don't know what their schedule's like this week. They're probably closed for Christmas. I forget what the schedule's like. But Wednesday and Thursday, what they're doing Wednesday and Thursday, usually, JT?
Bingo and trivia.
Yes, sir. And if you do well in bingo, you do well in trivia. What they giving you?
Free Bucks tickets.
Free tickets. You know what the tickets are, anybody?
Section 102.
Yeah. Row what?
I never
row
20? Row 24?
Row 23.
Row 23. All right.
Seats 1 and 2, I believe they're on the aisle. So if you need to go to the bathroom, go ahead and go to the bathroom. Hey, you know when you go to the bathroom? When Damian Lillard's shooting free throws because he don't miss. So go ahead and do that. Curly's Waterfront Sports Bar Grill, proud sponsor of the Cream City crossover. Tell them the Guru sent you. Tell them the Cream City crossover sent you out there to Curly's Waterfront Sports Bar and Grill. One Punch Man says the Bulls thought Patrick Williams would be the next Kawhi. I do remember that. Do you remember when people were saying Patrick Williams would be? Yeah. I remember when they were calling him the Giannis stopper. I remember all that stuff. They was talking like Patrick Williams was that guy. I mean, he's okay. You want me to say something? You want me to say something controversial?
No, you're good.
I was saying another guy you could potentially. You probably couldn't do this, but Patrick Williams is the type of guy that you would like on the Milwaukee Bucks.
No.
In place of Bobby
Portis. He keep that broke jumper down there with the toe boots.
I'm just saying defense, and he can play defense. He can rebound about. I'm just saying that's the prototype of a guy. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, he threw me off. I was
sorry.
Hey, you curveball guru. Hey, so them tickets we giving out. Now that what we JT? We about the 5th seed, 4th seed. Oh, you should have got on that trivia week 1, man. But they got $3 joints on Christmas Day, right?
What's that?
You said on Christmas Day?
I don't know Curly's schedule on Christmas Day.
We don't got a Christmas Day game?
Oh yeah, no. I see where you're getting at. I see what you're getting at. Yeah, no Christmas Day game for the Bucks, right? Yeah.
Oh, Justin, are you being serious?
Yeah, we ain't got Christmas Day, man. They ruined my Christmas.
Yeah. Okay. No, I didn't know. Yeah, no, this was the whole thing. I remember they talked about that a while ago. The Bucks ain't on Christmas Day for the first time, and everybody was like, "Yeah, why aren't the Bucks on Christmas Day? Doesn't make any sense." And people were like, "Well, maybe they took them off because of the first round exits." But at this point, they should have made that adjustment. This Bucks team is rolling. This Bucks team is one of the hottest teams in the NBA right now.
Well, Giannis mentioned it the other day about being upset that the Bucks aren't on Christmas, and said that he thought it was because the Bucks are a small market and that type of thing.
I ain't a big dog.
I do think I'll say this on the Christmas Day stuff. There's really no reason. Giannis is one of your big stars. There's no reason why he's not playing on Christmas Day. What are the Christmas Day? Hold on, let me see the Christmas Day matchup.
You got San Antonio, New York's the first one.
Okay, then, I get Wemby, and I get New York. New York always plays on Christmas. Okay.
Minnesota, Dallas.
Minnesota stinks right now, but I get what they were trying to do, and of course you want Luka playing. Okay.
Philly, Boston.
Philly's the team. See, Philly's the team where I don't understand why you go knowing how Joel Embiid, his injury history. That's a weird one. That's one where you maybe would put the Bucks on instead of Philly. And Embiid, I saw him. He about I gonna say he beat. I want to be fair, but he cussed out the female ref tonight. And the crazy thing was, and I'll say this, and we get into look around early because I was gonna say this for look around, but to me, I didn't have a problem with it. I saw some people. I can't remember who said they had a problem with it. Stephanie Reddy.
That's right. I thought her comments were goofy.
Dude, Joel Embiid is treating that female official like he would any other official. This is what you've asked for. Equality. Treat me the same. Don't look at me at a charity case and say, no, Joel Embiid is like, I thought that was a wrong call. I'm going to tell you why I thought it was a wrong call.
Right.
If any other way you're looking at that is weird. He was intimidating a woman. What?
Yeah, that was silly. That was
a backhander?
Absolutely Absolutely silly. Absolutely silly. He the same exact treatment that he would have given any ref at that point. And you know what? I give that ref a little bit of credit because you know what? She messed up. The call was goofy when
That was one on Andre Drummond. Yes.
Andre Drummond got the call on Andre Drummond. Accidental ejection. And she went over to the coach, tapped it. Hey, this is on me. I messed up. This is me. I messed. Listen. Okay, right, but no, I agree. You can't say, oh, she's a woman. Look at him. He's berating this one. Stop it. Just stop it. Because one, it's disingenuous, and two, you're reaching at best. Because you act like he wouldn't have gave that same smoke to a man, and you can't have them doing the same exact job and saying, well, no, they should be treated differently. No, that just makes no sense. Not at all.
Now, so real quick, the other two games are Lakers at Warriors and Nuggets at Suns. I agree with you, man. And the fact that he did cuss her out, I think is a badge of honor for her, showing her that you arrived and we're going to, like you brothers just said, we're going to treat you like one of the regular. If he didn't cuss her out and treat her any different than any of the other officials on there, then that would be more of a problem. Hey, these women do a phenomenal job at messing up these games just like these men do now.
Exactly.
And truth be told, you don't get to that point and not want to be treated like everybody else.
Right.
If you're that referee too, like you don't get to that point, especially because there's so few, and not want to be treated like everybody else. I don't want special treatment. I want to show that I'm as equal as every other ref that's doing this thing. Like, no. So what is she talking about? I think people just find shit to complain about.
And to your point, I thought she handled herself very well because, and again, I thought the call, and I think it was a charge on Embiid. But he 100% should have been kicked out of the game. She handled herself. She gave him the tech and got him up out of there. That's how you handle. She didn't need Stephanie Ray to come to her defense after the fact. She handled herself exactly like she should have. I mean, it's just this thought process that oh my God, he was intimidating. I was just so weak. But anyway, and you know me, I never come to the defense of Joel Embiid. If anybody, I'm looking for things to talk negatively about Joel Embiid, but that was a joke. That she even went that route on him. I didn't understand it.
Hey, look around. Packers are a playoff team. We clinched it. We in there.
Well, we haven't got to look around. Just let's do game.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We're getting there. Let's do game balls. Before we do a look around. Game balls. You actually go a lot of different ways, so I'm curious where you want to go. Game ball. Bucks beat the Bulls 112-91.
So my game ball, you know who my game ball is going to. Y'all know who it's going to? You want to take a guess?
Khris.
Yes, sir. Khris Middleton, 100%. You get mine tonight. Khris Middleton, 9 for 15, 3 for 5 from 3, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 21 points in 23 minutes. That's nasty work. Good work, Khris. Man, Khris gets my game ball, and if he don't want it, slide that thing over to your boy, Gary Trent Jr. for a nice bounce back night after the other night.
I like how you eliminated both of them off the joint because that's gonna put a little pressure on the guru. Can't wait to see it, man. So I'm gonna give my big game ball to Big Splash Mountain. I thought Splash had a great game tonight, man. Hit timely 3-pointers, good passes, good defense, set great picks, ran the offense and did what a big man could do. And the thing is, he hustled and tried on that defensive end of the floor. And I know Vujovic doesn't like to go down low, so he was on the perimeter the whole night. That's why he didn't get that block and hit my parlay again 2 nights in a row, Brooke. But hey, Splash Mountain, you got it from me, big dog.
Yeah, so then that makes it real easy for me because I'll go somewhere different. I go Bobby Portis, 19 and 13, 6 assists. To me, the biggest number of all, the 6 assists. I call it a couple times, especially in the first half where you're trying to get things rolling. Where he passed out of that post spot. You don't have to shoot it every single time. Make the right pass, and the guys knock down shots. Again, 18 shots, but again, there's no Giannis, no Dame. Should be pulling all day long. I have no problem with the shot selection from Bobby Portis tonight. Excellent job. He's a +15 on the night, and Bobby Portis gets the game ball. Iron Man Clan says giving the game ball to me for the flu game. Yeah, man. I'm trying to get a game ball too out here. Out here.
TC on his dock tonight.
Yeah. It's not Blake's fault.
We done had Middleton miss a game because of an illness. GA missed a game. The Greek Freak and Dame Time. And my guy Guru sitting in here, thugging it through the show, man.
We out here.
Hey, this got to be, only thing missing is Chris King, but this got to be best show of the year. just because of the way you carry this.
Yeah, man, we out here doing this, man.
True. It's true.
And and now it's time. Let's get to the look around. Mavericks win it tonight, 132-108. Clippers get a win over the Grizzlies. The Thunder beat the Wizards. The Hawks, we talked about the Timberwolves struggling, 14-14 right now. The Miami Heat beat the Nets. The Knicks beat the Raptors. Rockets beat the Hornets. The Hornets at one point were down like 30 points in this game. Cavaliers beat the Jazz. The Orlando Magic.
Hey, let me get this one for you, because I know your voice struggles. We want to make sure Boston hears. The Orlando Magic beat the Boston Celtics with no Banchero, no Wagner number 2. We beat the boys.
They did.
Sorry, go ahead, Guru.
The Magic beat the Celtics tonight. Sixers, I believe the Sixers have won like 7 of their last 10. 111-106. I think Wemby had like 6 blocks in the first half. How many blocks did Wemby finish with tonight? 8. My God, this guy is going to win Defensive Player of the Year. Is anybody else going to get defensive? Once Victor wins his first, I don't think anybody else is going to win Defensive Player of the Year. The block numbers are going to be too high. Nuggets and the Suns are in a good one right now to have. And the Pistons are up on the Lakers. Pacers up on the Warriors, 62-54 at the half. And, of course, the Bucks win 112-91. And I believe we had our first shutout of the year in the NFL tonight with the Green Bay Packers. What was the final in Green Bay?
34-0.
34-0. First shutout in the NFL. There's never been an NFL season without a shutout. And so a good deal that the Green Bay Packers are able to secure that tonight. Josh Jacobs running crazy. Again, the Packers are again, great football team. Can't say much about them. Definitely Super Bowl contenders, right?
The show.
Yeah. Anything else? I don't know if you want to get anything else on that win with the Packers, or want to keep moving with the look around, because I still want to get JT's thoughts about this Travis Hunter situation real quick.
Well, one thing. Oh, go ahead, Justin.
Real quick before we go to Travis, man, I just thought a complete, in the words of the Cream City crossover post game, built to ass tonight for the Green Bay Packers, man.
Yeah.
All facets of the ball game. We had a young boy, I forget the dude's name. I know they're gonna get me in the chat. His first pick of the year. Jordan Love just doing Jordan Love things. We put Brother Malik in at the end. Brother Malik got a touchdown today. This is just a solid football team, and we trending at the right direction. So what up, Detroit? What up, Minnesota? We're going to see you soon, baby.
Brother Malik, listen, man, and I ain't trying to really do this, but hey, man, when you meet Malik, Hakeem, there's more than enough names. I'm tired right now, so I can't go through the whole list. But there's a few when you meet, hey, we a little skeptical, like, all right, man, what this man on right now, right? What this man on, right? But Brother Malik is coming to Green Bay, and he's doing his thing, man. He's doing his thing. But Jordan Love is doing his thing. Josh Jacobs ran like a bully tonight too.
Yeah.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, when it comes to best free agent acquisition, I mean, I really do think you have a 3-way tie between Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley, and Josh Jacobs when you look at how all these guys have impacted their teams. Not so much when you're looking at stats and so who's having the better season, but when you look at the acquisition of how these guys are impacting their teams, I mean, man, all 3 of these guys were cut by their previous team. All 3 of these guys play a position that the league does not, that owners and management do not want to value, but they're showing you that, man, you kind of have to, because an elite running back is worth it. And even Christian McCaffrey's showing you that, he was the whole engine behind that 49ers team. CMC got hurt. They didn't look right since. And even when he came back and he still wasn't all the way back, that team is in shambles. So, I mean, it's a position that they want to devalue, but, man, shout out to those boys for showing you that, nah, bro, a bell cow elite running back is 100% worth paying.
Yeah, no, 100%. You see it, and I give you another elite running back who is running well. Since we're talking about running backs, my dog Chuba Hubbard.
We're not about to call Chuba elite, but Chuba is playing very well this year. Chuba's not. Stop it. This is Chuba. This Chuba's like real first year really ball. Stop it. Chuba's not elite.
He's elite.
Now
he's elite. He's a top 12 back. He's top 12 back.
That's elite now. That's elite.
Top 12 is elite. Top 12 is elite.
No. That's called moving the goalpost so it fits Chuba.
No,
Chuba's a top. Chuba is maybe a top 10 running back, but that doesn't make you elite. Yeah. That don't make you elite in a team at elite of 30. I'm talking top 5.
He's elite.
I'm talking top 5. all those fellas that just mentioned are top 5 this year.
So
I think-
Chuba has this year. He has 1,200 yards and 10 touches.
I said very well this year, but I still can't call Chuba an elite back off of one season of production.
Man,
I ain't doing that.
hey,
I ain't doing
Is he
that.
elite this year?
No, he's good this year. He's good. And you know what the sad part is? Chuba with all that is probably still not going to make an all-pro team because these running backs are playing.
Well, he won't because he's playing Carolina. Put him in another uniform. Chuba Hubbard would be an all-pro. But that's okay. Next year when Bryce Young is because you know who was the highest rated quarterback this week in the NFL?
Was it Bryce? Was it Bryce?
Week 16, highest grade in NFL, Bryce Young, baby.
You got to give Canales some credit here because he did seem to unlock Baker Mayfield down there in Tampa Bay, and then coming in and Bryce, and he made the controversial decision to bench Bryce, and everybody in the world thought that means they're giving up. But you know what he did? He benched Bryce and had a plan. And a lot of teams, they don't have a plan when they make that move. You bench him and we'll see, or they get called in because somebody gets hurt. But Canales knew what he's doing. Said, "Listen, I need to sit you for a time because you've been playing like your hair's on fire this whole time. It's pure chaos. Everything's been a disaster. Some of your development has been rushed because you're not out there reading. You're not out there doing some of the typical QB stuff. You're out there looking like you're running for your life. You're playing survival football, and that's the absolute worst thing you can do to a rookie is throw a rookie into the fire and have them literally playing survival football where they literally just trying to make it to the next play, like that. And that's literally, that's what they doing to that boy in Chicago, kind of. Caleb out there playing survival football too behind that offensive line. Caleb, by the way, Caleb's been sacked this year, I think 61, 62 times. Andrew Luck, his rookie year, was sacked 42. And Andrew Luck was a much bigger quarterback than him. So when you think about how many times this dude's getting hit, whenever you're in between, so David Carr was sacked like 72 times or something. I think that's NFL.
Crazy.
Whenever you're in between Andrew Luck and David Carr for getting sacked, that's a bad look. That's a bad look.
The one thing I'll say about Chuba is I think he's a big reason why Bryce is playing much better right now. And I think that Bryce is doing a great job with allowing the game to come back to him. And right now where I sit, and then I guess my seat is biased because of my hat, right? But I still think the Carolina Panthers won that trade at this moment. Now, for all trades, I think you got to let them matriculate for a couple, 3 years. Last thing I want to say about the Packers thing, my guy Emmanuel Wilson, double HBCU graduate, Johnson C. Smith University, Fort Valley State, got a touchdown in garbage time tonight, man. That's good stuff.
Let me ask you one more question about the Packers. What's up with Jair? When is every year injuries, doesn't play again tonight? You concerned at all?
Did Christian Watson leave the game because he was injured tonight again too?
Christian left the game twice.
Twice, yeah. You concerned?
Did he come back? Did he come back for both?
He came back for both.
He came back for both. Okay, thank you.
So with Jair, the way that our stuff sits right now, I don't see a need to force him back, right? And here we go back with the Middleton stuff. But we bring him back at a time when it's beneficial to us. So I'm looking perfect weather condition. There's a little dude that likes to do a little dance up there in Minnesota. I think that's the perfect time to bring Jair back and let him gritty on him.
Listen, though. But here's the thing, though. Here's my only thing. Hey, Jair, if you ain't right, don't step out there. Don't step out there if you ain't right, though. So hang on, so that's one of those things where we need to be honest. We need to sit with the medical staff, you need to sit with the player, you need to sit with the coach. Can you go? Because if you can't go, boy, right? If you shouldn't be out there,
can't be ducking no smoke though.
Right now,
I got a T-shirt with Jair gritty in on Justin Jefferson though.
Having said that though, what's interesting to me about the NFC is that you literally are having this battle for this one spot because you've got the Vikings at 11-2, or the Vikings are 11-2. The Packers are now 12-3 or
13-2.
Or 13-2. The Packers are now 13-3. The Lions are 13-2.
Packers are 11-4.
Yeah, we're 11-4. So look, and my bad, not to cut you off, JT, but let me throw a question to both of y'all because y'all, T's and Q's. Make sure y'all tune into that too for sure. Mike Heller brought up today that the playoffs need to get reseeded because it's absolute travesty to have a team like the Los Angeles Rams, Atlanta Falcons, or Tampa Bay Buccaneers host.
No. And he's wrong. He's saying that because what's going to happen, what could potentially happen to Green Bay. And I get that. That's the homer take. That's fine. But no, this is where the NBA has it wrong. The divisions have to mean something. That is why winning your division is important. That is why the NBA's ratings are on the downswing and the NFL continues to be on the upswing, because you can have a game, and I'm just making it up right now. You can have Tampa Bay, New Orleans,
Dallas,
Tampa Bay, Atlanta, Philly, and Washington. All of that stuff matters every single time they play. Divisions have to matter. And again, yes, the division winner should have a home playoff game. Sorry, you want to host a playoff game at the crib, win your damn division.
Guru, one thing that and I don't know where I sit on. I'm kind of on the fence. I don't know where to go with this because I remember my 7-9 Packers or 8-8 Packers hosting the playoff game.
I remember the 7-8-1 Panthers hosting the playoff game against the Arizona Cardinals. I believe that I think that was 2011, and the Panthers won that game. But anyway.
So Heller's logic wasn't JT, not country. Heller's logic wasn't about the Packers though.
Okay.
It was about the Vikings and the Lions, because think about it. You're penalizing teams for playing in the toughest division in the NFL. And then you got a team like Atlanta who cakewalks, or Tampa cakewalks to get a home playoff game. Or remember the Seattle Seahawks who hosted the New Orleans Saints out in Seattle when they were 7-9 and beat them and whatever. So do y'all have any issue with that? Then I'll be quiet. Sorry.
I don't.
No, I mean, I agree. The division has to mean something. But what's crazy to me about the NFC is the point I was going to make is that the Eagles are 12-3, right? Mm-hmm. The Lions are 13-2. The Vikings are 13-2. So we could very well be looking at literally next week. I mean, it would be a bit of a stretch, but you could be looking at 3 teams with 13-3 records if the Lions and Vikings lose this week. Right, because now the Lions and Vikings face off, I think, in the last week of the season. I think that right. The Lions and Vikings they played the last week. But either way, that's absolutely insane. And that goes to show you that the top end talent, the top end teams in the NFC East are no joke. Like the top end in the NFC are no joke. That is crazy, because basically what it is the Packers gonna get what, the 6th seed at this point. They're gonna get the damn 6th seed. And the wildest part is Green Bay could very well win out. They could very well win out. They could finish at what, 13-4?
If we win out, we'll get the 5.
Well, if you win out, you'll get the 5, and then obviously there's a game coming up against the Vikings too. So they're
no, technically we'd have to win out, and the Vikings would have to lose out. Excuse me.
To get the 5. Right. So so the Packers end up with the damn 6th seed, which is crazy, with 13 wins.
Right.
If they won out, it would be the 13 wins, and you got the 6th seed.
Yeah, and like I said, and that's why I don't want to have these knee-jerk reactions, because some years it falls like that, some years it doesn't, and it just so happens, the NFC North is on top of things. That's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. 13-4. If you should win your division most years, it won't win. It may not win the NFC North this year, but it is. It kind of is what it is, and like I said, I don't want to go 1 year anomalies, because that's just how it goes sometimes.
And what you may see, but what's crazy to me though, what you may see is literally there's a potential chance where there may be teams that win 10 games and they don't make it.
Right, which can happen to you as well. Absolutely, can
multiple teams on that side will win 10 games and for whatever reason they don't make it.
Which, to let you know, biggest thing in the NFL, when you win your damn division, you're gonna be in the playoffs. Let's keep rolling. I'll ask you one more question, because we talked about it for a second on one of the previous shows. We didn't get your take on it, JT, about this Travis Hunter situation with his fiance. You have on one side the things that continue to come out about her on almost daily now, and then you have the other side of Travis Hunter, like, leave me alone, don't say anything about me on the internet. I'll say this one thing, and I'll let you go. I want to say this. I think that, again, there's a social contract that we all have with just each other, and I think part of the social contract for regular people is you have a right to privacy. That's generally not, and And you're losing that now too with all the camera phones everywhere. You really don't. I mean, I saw a video the other day. Somebody just let somebody fire in the subway, and everybody recorded it. So,
is that fake? I saw some people saying this is a hoax. Some people saying it's a real. Did that really happen?
That 100% happened.
Okay.
Yes. And people are, of course, making a political issue out of it because the guy who did it was technically illegal. But
is the correct term undocumented now?
Undocumented.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, you know, whatever.
I'll tell you what, the correct term.
Trump promise you call him an alien now. It's all for fair game.
That's what I was going to say. The correct term not going to matter on January 21st.
It don't matter. Terms don't matter.
Pretty much.
Yeah, you're going to have, like I said, Trump came out today and said it's going to, two genders only. So, ain't nothing in between. Everything changed.
I can go ahead and tell y'all. Let me help y'all out. Y'all can delete the pronouns out your LinkedIn. Yes. You ain't got no damn options at this point. Right? You ain't got no options coming. I mean, like I said, I'm not trying to be offensive. I'm just keeping it 100. Like, listen, go ahead and delete the pronouns. You don't got no options. They're not going to acknowledge you.
But what I was getting at was yes. So there's a social contract where generally regular folks have the right to some privacy. When you enter into the superstar realm, the famous realm, that line of field, whether you're an entertainer, athlete, whatever. There are pros and there are cons. Some of the pros are great. You get millions and millions of dollars. You get fame. You get attention. You could basically, you could play 1 year NFL. Whatever you do, you can live off of this fame for a long time if you play your cards right.
Mm-hmm.
One of the drawbacks is you lose more and more of that right to privacy. That just is what it is. So I get on one side people saying, hey, it's not fair. Leave him alone. But everything, I don't know because it's all in the spotlight. And the only other thing I say is, you saw Savannah James, you didn't know who she was until LeBron won his third ring. Listen, if you're not Travis Hunter's the prize, if you're not the prize, you got to be in the background. And it's simply we have a person who wanted to be more in the spotlight and lost, and we've lost some of the plot here on that. So I wanted to get just your thoughts on that entire situation. And then, like I said, this other piece of everybody saying, hey, are people right? So one, what do you think about the situation? And two, are people right to, because there's a lot of people who are speaking up about this, celebrities, entertainers, whatnot, who are also giving advice. And it just seems like, and again, I think Travis Hunter deleted all of his social media today or something like that. Like, where are you going with this?
Listen, man, there's a couple things here, right? So what literally seemed to spark all this was the game where she looked all bitter. Remember they panned to him after the game and she looked like she had an attitude. And people was like, man, what's up with this dude's girl? What's the issue? And then people started really paying attention and digging into them. So you're right about this social contract where you have this right to privacy. But you know what the biggest lesson that people need to learn? Ladies and gentlemen, the internet is forever. The internet is forever. What you put out there, what's out there about you, unless you actively scrub it, people can play online sleuth and dig up something from X amount of years ago, and you have absolutely no defense. We are probably the first generation, and I guess technically Gen Z, probably the first or second generation that's ever had this type of digital footprint, right? So everybody who wants to post and they want to do all that, understand this stuff is forever, and people can dig this thing up. That's the first thing. The second thing is, what's interesting about Travis Hunter is he's so remarkable. He's something we've never really seen at the collegiate level, at the high level collegiate level like this. You watch him play, you see the demeanor, you see Deion saying everything right about him, doesn't smoke, all this other stuff. You see all of this. And then when people see this, for the most part, I say Travis Hunter, refined, polished, Deion, everybody. Then you see this girlfriend. And I think we as men, if people want to call it bro code, we kind of have some empathy for him. Like people are saying, oh, this is based on everybody just wants that man to be miserable. No, we don't. I think we as men is like, hey, we trying to big brother that man, right? Hey, this ain't it. This ain't it. Your girl's not into you. Your girl doesn't seem to be about you, because we've seen what happens to athletes when, one, they end up with baby mamas. A lot of times that don't work out. Tyreek is showing us all he's gonna be just fine with 10 baby mamas, whatever it is. But most, it becomes an issue. Two, we realize the emotional damage that can be done by having a woman that's not right in your corner. If you don't got the right woman, if you don't right by it, at this point, y'all would agree with me. If you don't got the right woman in your corner, you don't need a woman in your corner at all. It's just it is, right? And so that's the other thing behind this. We can all see this. All of us who've had more years under the sun, like, listen, bro, based on this stuff that's coming out, this woman does not seem like she's about you. There was an interview where she was talking about, well, I really didn't like him like that at first. Well, what changed? Don't embarrass this man like that. What you mean you didn't like that man at first like that? Don't. And that's what I'm saying. Like, it's one of those things where everything that comes out is just terrible. Even his full throat, she's throwing up, crying, drinking because y'all talking about her on the internet.
Yeah, it's just
Travis. Like, what are you doing, right? Like, with all that damn money, you don't have some sort of PR image or something. I mean, and he's catching heat that no one in his position has ever caught before. I feel bad for him.
But you know, the only person who caught the heat, man, I tell you. That's the only person I see who caught that same heat. Totally different.
Called that all himself, right? But nobody's caught this before. So you're seeing this, right? But I will say this: athletes are people too. We know athletes are people too. And how many friends do you have? How many people have you seen? Do you know that got it all in one area? They killing it at work. They killing it. But then one area is a complete disaster. Whatever it is, one area is a complete disaster where you like, yo, this. And unfortunately with Travis Hunter, it appears to be relationships. It appears to be this. But I will close with this, right? And I see all of there's two things that were very interesting to me too. So a lot of celebs are reaching out, they comment on this, they're saying whatever. Shedeur Sanders came out and was like, hey, y'all got track, y'all know how to hit him if y'all really trying to reach him, whatever. But what I didn't see was Shedeur Sanders coming out doing a full-throated defense of the young woman.
Full-throat is crazy, but okay.
So I didn't full-throated pause, right? So I didn't see Shedeur Sanders doing that. That's the first thing. And here's the last thing I'm going to tell y'all. To my young fellas. Let me just give y'all some game here. Hey, man, all these women got passed. Each and every single last one of these women got passed. And sometimes you might meet this girl, oh, she cool, whatever. And she is. She's a great human. But that don't mean at one point she wasn't doing something that where if it came to light, it might embarrass you. Yep. They get married too. These girls that be in the streets, they get married too. So I say all that to say that, like, you know, you got to vet. You got to understand about. You got to do that. But, you know, it might take a certain level of maturity that the internet does not have to date some of these women who have a digital footprint where some things are questionable. And I'm in with this. What you tolerate, you show people how to treat you, right? You show people how you want to be treated. So what you tolerate eventually becomes a habit. And if you tolerate a woman disrespecting you, you tolerate a woman making you look bad, you tolerate a woman walking all over you, doing questionable things in year 1, and if you still with her in year 5, man, you just set yourself up for nothing but misery at that point because you showed them that was acceptable. And your girl is a habitual line stepper, Travis Hunter. So listen, bro, you can do this the easy way, you can do this the hard way, but save yourself a whole lot of heartache by cutting bait. You renting right now. He don't own that crib. You'll be all right. You renting. Break that lease. Keep this thing pushing.
Yeah, this crazy because like my whole life I've always been the young bull, but I guess on this show I'm the OG.
The OG.
So what I'm gonna say is it's 3 sides to every story, right? Her side don't look too well right now. His side don't look too well. Like, as a dude who's been through this relationship stuff, that's walked down the aisle multiple times, just keep it a buck. I feel bad for both of them, right? Because she could authentically love this dude. Because we don't know the behind the scenes and the behind the doors conversations that's not had, right?
Love ain't enough. I'm gonna just tell y'all right now, for those of my young fellas that ain't married, your love alone is not enough. Don't fool yourself.
Maybe
love
Tony
alone ain't enough.
Maybe Tony, but I just kind of like Travis has done a great job at keeping all of his stuff private. We've only known him as a football player, and that's it. Yeah. And then Shedeur's #1 target and the best defensive player in the all of collegiate football. I really hate for him that all this stuff has been brought to the forehand, and it's not even by him. It's by her. And well, the thing is, and like I said in our group chat earlier, I think this is an opportunity for all of these young folks to have media training because she may not even known that what she was doing is taking away from his greatness on the field. And without his greatness on the field, I hate to be an a-hole, but neither one of you have nothing without that, which is the reason why she was out there doing the things that she was doing on OnlyFans or whatever else like that. And like
dancing up on the man at the party, saying a bunch of wild stuff, talking about how he used to drop her off at parties, let her go in and sit in the car and everything else too.
I really hope he wasn't in the car while I really hope that was a different. I really hope that was a different party.
Travis, you better get about that car.
I hope that was a different party.
Travis,
every woman.
I really hope it was a different
party. I want to get religious. Other than Teresa has a past and married. I myself don't want to look at what your past was because I'm damn sure know I got one too.
Sure.
So, hey man, like I just hope both these young folks can move on. They can kind of get the counsel stuff. If they're gonna go ahead on and be married and be together, figure out the way to do it harmoniously and be great together. I think a lot of the old heads
need to be thick. Prenup better be thick.
Silly.
Prenup, you need to do what Randy Moss do. Randy Moss had 4 kids with that woman, but they didn't get married. Did Randy Moss get married?
I don't know.
I don't know. He had like 4 kids and didn't get married to that woman.
Here's the bogus part to me, though. You get a lot of these air quote OGs, Dex Bryan and all these dudes. Hey, man, I get your situation was that, but it's not fair to victimize this young woman and say she's every, let me take it back to my generation, skio, jump off, jump down you had back in the day. Because she may not be that. She may have been lost.
She may not, but walk like a duck, quack like a duck.
But sir, and here's the thing, right? Like, listen, here's the way I see this thing. If it's captured on social media, let's say, listen, man, I bet 1 out of every 20 things you do gets captured on social media, even though you frequently do it. And I'm saying good, bad, anything, right? 1 out of everything you do is captured on social media. If you have all this bad film on tape, what the hell are we doing out when it's not?
What's not there? Yeah, that's a good point.
And this ain't no one isolated, one-off issue like, oh yeah, she said something crazy. And if you know, this is a series of things. Then you're showing your ass at the Heisman ceremony. What are we doing? Yep. You showing your ass at the Heisman ceremony. You was tripping out there. You had to come out and speak. That's when she really caught that flack. People was like, yeah, Deion made her stand up when this man won. Deion, she was back there sitting, wasn't talking to nobody. I agree with you, Justin. Media training is important, but you know what else is important? Character, being a decent human being. I can train you how to say the right things, but I can't train you how to do the right. I can't train you to have the right mindset and everything in your heart. You either got that or you don't. And I'm just going to tell you right now, listen, man, if you can't do that, if you can't be a supportive girlfriend to this man in public, then you need to be an absent girlfriend to this man in public. Because right now, what you're doing ain't it. Right now, what you're doing ain't it, and you making this man's life a lot harder. Because right now, he talking about he should be worried about. I'm gonna go out here in this Alabama. I'm gonna put this work in, and I'll be trying to pick agents.
Should be the best moments of his life. Should be the best moments of his life, and he on the internet trying to defend your honor.
And
that's not how it should be.
And that's the first thing. You got this high profile. You got this high profile athlete on the internet. Clearly, he's not built for this moment. He's not. He's not. No. Right. No, sir. He's not built for this moment, and he is in over his head.
That's the thing.
And the hits keep coming.
That's what they keep saying. Well, I don't even care about this, but you keep making videos about it. I don't care what they say, but you make a video. You can't tell me I don't care what they say, and then you got to make videos about what people are saying. So you care. Let's wrap it there. Let's leave it. Go ahead. Your last just to get the last word on this.
Your generation say less, right? That's what all these people need to do. Just say less. Like Travis, stop commenting. That's all I got.
He definitely needs to shut up. She needs to too. They need to both.
And I need to see her for a little while. We need to start asking that question of Travis needs. This is what you need to do.
She needs to call Savannah James and figure out what Savannah James did. She called Savannah James. Because again, I never heard from her until LeBron had 3 rings before I knew who she was.
Call Savannah. What he needs to do is Travis Hunter. She don't need to be seen for a while. The public needs to start asking, are they still together? Right. And it's not because right now this is not, and this is just. I mean, this is an absolute disaster. This is an absolute disaster waiting to happen. And quite honestly, I'm worried every day. What the hell is going to come out next? Because the biggest issue would be is if somebody got the video.
Right.
Not a video. I'm talking about a video of something crazy.
Right. Now you didn't put it in the.
No, I'm not speculating here. I'm saying if somebody has a video of something here, right? Regardless of whether or not they were together or not here, that is the TK. That's your TKO. Now you're really on the mat. On the mat.
Trey mentioned it on T's and Q's as far as when Aisha Curry was kind of out there. We talked about Stafford's wife in our group chat or whatever. And she need to reach out to them. But I know you said reach out to Savannah James, but I say reach out to Mariah and Kumbo. She's
that's
never
another
been
good one.
nowhere.
That's another good one. You never.
Hey,
It's another
out
good.
of the
That's a
light.
great point. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is a great point.
I
Yes.
agree.
Yes.
I hope everyone finds peace in the situation. I
Yeah.
hope if it's true love, it manifests and they marry together like my grandparents were for 50 years, have babies on babies, and everything is great. And I hope Travis goes on to be one of the best football players ever, as long as he's not playing against the Green Bay Packers.
Young man, listen, man. Call me the old hater in the group. I'm fine with it. I hope Travis. I hope Travis ends this situation and go and sees what the world has to offer him. I hope, and it's not even like from a football perspective. I'm just looking at it, if I had a younger cousin, if I had a younger brother. Listen, man, nope, we too young to be this serious at this point. You way too young to be this serious. You ain't seen the rest of the world yet, young man. You 21 years old? Nah, because I'm telling you right now, the difference in what you're looking at 21 and 30 is going to be a whole lot different. Hey, man, focus on football. Because here's what's the reality of it?
Uh-oh.
We really want to take the show here.
No, we don't.
We really want to take the show.
I really don't.
It's just not working.
That's what I want to do.
You want to wrap the show?
Yeah, I want to get up out of it. Whatever.
Jay about to take the NyQuil, go to sleep.
Man, listen, man. I'm just gonna say this, right? You Travis, a young NFL guy here, right? That commitment's going. I mean, that commitment, it's going to be on that paper. It's going to be on that license, but that commitment. I'm just going to say, like, it's not about if you're kind of out. It's about to what degree is he outside? Come on, man. We're going to be honest here. We all got friends that play in the league. Come on now.
Yeah.
Welcome to Cream City Crossover After Dark.
and Iron Man Clint TV says, but we can't act like it like this is new though. And again, I agree. It's not, and that's why people have the advice that they have, because you're right, it's not new. We have this is played out time after time after time. Ain't nothing new up under the sun. Bucks win tonight, 112-91 over the Chicago Bulls. They get the dub. Last episode, this is a crazy way to end it before Christmas. Any final words before we head into Christmas, which the clock's about to strike midnight on the East Coast. So we're about to hit Christmas Eve. Any final words on the Bucks beating the Bulls here?
Hey man, everybody enjoy this time with your holiday. Enjoy this holiday with your family. Really do, man. For my fellas out there, man, you got last minute gifts. You don't know what to get your lady or anything else. I'm gonna give y'all a free tip. There's some stuff at the Sephora. It's called Glossier U. Women love it right now. It's a scent going crazy. Go ahead and get that. And hey, a lot of times you'll see the Sephora, and there's a place called Soma right down the street. Never paid attention to it. It's a pajama, lingerie store, whatever. Get your wife, go ahead and get her some pajamas or something like that too. There you go. You got the Glossier. You got this. Man, something to make her feel comfortable, something to make her feel good, right? There you go. I'm just throwing out a Hail Mary gift, right? Those of y'all, right? And if your money's straight, she needs some shoes to walk around in, work out in, go ahead and get her some On Clouds. Man, get her some On Clouds. It might be a little bit more expensive. Probably gonna run you between 160 and 180, but great running shoes as well. So, man. Or if you really got bread, Apple Watch, the new Series 10 kind of dope.
JT, the gift giving ideas. Justin, any final words?
I
know it.
I just want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, man. And I'm about to get off here, go listen to our guys on 97.3, listen to Billy Schmidt and Drew break down this great Packers win. I was going to follow up with a question, but I'm going to wait till we get off the air and I'm going to ask JT that question, man, because we're going to wrap it.
All right, let's get up out of here. Bucks beat the Bulls tonight, 112-91. Again, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Appreciate you guys could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with us. We know you're going to be watching on the replay as well, so again, we appreciate it. If you can hit that like button for us, subscribe, follow all of that, tell a friend about the Cream City crossover. We know it's, like I said, it's about to be Christmas time, so we know that you guys are going to start paying more and more attention to the Bucks. A lot of people say the NBA don't start till Christmas. So we know we're going to take this thing to new heights. So again, if you can like the page and follow, subscribe, it will take us to new heights as we ascend into the latter portion of the year. And the Bucks continue to ascend themselves as they look to win another Larry O'Brien. That's it, man. I want to thank our sponsors tonight as well. Curly's Waterfront Sports Bar and Grill. Go ahead and get out there. Tell them the Cream City Crossover sent you. And this has been a Cream City Media Group production for the Guru Across the Dirt.
JT.
Justin.
If I am the enemy, it's only because I dare Travis to tell you the truth. Don't take no wooden nickels. Courage.